Hey everybody, and welcome to another cooking class in Sally's Kitchen. Yes, I know I'm revisiting an old favorite. I'm going to show you a new way. I mean, the last time I made the lentil video, it was a total mess, and it was so long ago, people have forgotten. I'm going to show you how to approach a bag of dry lentils. Whoops, dry lentils. Oh no, that isn't fun. This is for a friend of mine. Now, these lentils cost me $1.29 at the store just now. That's a good price. That's fair. 99 cents to anywhere to $2 to $2.20 you can pay for a bag of lentils. This is Verde Valley, Green Valley, and it's Mexico's #1 brand of rice and beans. So lentils is probably up. Maybe not be their #1 brand of lentils, but whatever. Maybe they don't count that. There are directions in the back of every bag you get, and it basically tells you it's 1 cup of lentils per 5 2/3 cups of water for 45 minutes. Okay, that's your basic approach. You can follow whatever they tell you on the back. You will not end up with a soupy lentil. You'll end up with a regular lentil, which is what you want to do for my recipe. Now, here's a sheet that I have in my Facebook notes that I pulled back out. And this is basically when people kept asking me about lentils, this is kind of what I did. I typed this out, and this is 1.5 cups of water or broth to 1 cup of lentils. I would tend to do it this way, not the way it is on the back of the bag. Actually, anymore, I don't even measure it. I just pour it in there and cook them. And if there's too much water, I take the lid off and let it evaporate. So this is what basically, let's start with our lentils. Lentils are a natural product like beans, so you are supposed to clean them. Well, basically, you can lay them out on a white towel and see any stones and throw away the stones and rinse them off. Or you can do what I do at this point, because once you've used a brand, you feel pretty safe with them. I basically do this. I pour it into my hand, and I look at them, and I run my thumb across, and I don't see anything. Really, unless there's a rock, I rarely pick out a lentil, and these are a nice clean lentil. Some lentils are crappier looking than others. Now, you know there's lots of lentils, right? There's your plain old brown lentil, or green lentil, which is what these are. Then there's all kinds of fancier French lentils. There's black lentils, which really are not a lentil form at all, but anyway. Um, all right, now see, they're all really a nice light green. You probably can't tell that. But compared to, I don't know what you can even see there. One is dark and one is light, and I'm going to take that dark one out just in case it's not something good. But honest to Pete, they're all fine. It's just lentils. You just don't want to bite on a stone. You just want to make sure there's no stone. Now with lentils, they're not like beans. You do not have to pre-soak lentils. It's very important to know that. Because that first video I made was stupid. I'd even like semi-boiled them. That must have been when I was just getting started and didn't know what I was doing. Now I put them in my pressure cooker and they're done in literally 5 minutes. Okay? I'm not helping you see very much, am I? Okay, so 3 minutes in, you haven't seen me do anything yet. Okay, there's the lentils. Let me tell you, it's 2 cups of lentils for a pound. So 2 cups of lentils for a pound means I probably would put in 1.5 cups of water for a cup of lentils. I will probably be putting in 4 to 5 cups of water. So really, it just depends on what you feel like. Now, I'm going to take these lentils, and the first thing I'm going to do is go to my kitchen pot. I'm using my pressure cooker, but I'm not going to do that for you guys. I'm going to just pretend it's a regular pot. I put a little olive oil in the pot. I throw in some onions and some peppers if I feel like sauteing it, and some garlic. If I don't and I'm really feeling lazy, you can skip this altogether, or you can put this in just for a little flavor. You throw in I put in a big onion. Today I don't feel like cutting another onion, so here's a Vidalia onion. I'm throwing that in there, cut up. I will also throw in, this is a really sad looking pepper because it's all shrinkly, but it's, I can't remember the name. Any of those hot peppers at the store, or red pepper flakes, or red pepper, cayenne, whatever you feel like. And then I have peeled garlic that I get at the store. So that's it. I'm going to mush these up a little bit. I'm going to throw them in the pot. I'm going to throw the onions in the pot. I'm going to put the water on top. And I'm going to dump in my lentils. And then I'm going to come back and talk to you about some of the spices that I put in my pot and show you how easy it is to get things going. I'll be right back. Okay, here I am, and I haven't made very many steps ahead of you, but I just wanted to explain what I'm doing. I have a little olive oil. I threw in my onions that I'd cut up from the other night, and my peppers. I put on all three. It's going to be really hot, but I'm the only one who eats them in my family, so I don't care. The other thing, I'm going to throw some garlic cloves in there too, and I should cut them up, but I'm too lazy today. I don't feel like it. And there's only 5 left, so I'm dumping them in. Now, having said that, if you use powdered spices, that's fine. I just like to get fresh things if I can. This is the last piece of ginger I have in my refrigerator. Often I put ginger in the fridge or in the freezer. If you put it in the freezer, you take it out frozen and you can grate it with like a microplane or a grater or something. But honestly, there's something about this ginger that I love. I want you to see that it's got a brown skin, but it's white on the inside. Ginger is extremely good for your health. It's very good for you. And so I buy big, it's called a hand of ginger at the store. You can break off the pieces that you want. You don't have to have a whole giant piece. Um, but I just love it whole, or I cut it into slices because, and I actually don't even mind if it's got the skin on it because it's going to cook. I'm going to cut it in slices, and let me show you. Or you can cut it in matchsticks or almost any way. Because when I get a piece in the pot in my food, I love it. It is like water chestnut kind of texture. So if you like things like water chestnuts and bamboo shoots in Chinese food, you will like ginger just like this. So I'm going to throw that in there. And I'm just going to cut the last of this up. I don't know if you guys can see me. Cut the last of this up. It smells really good. And I just have it, I should turn down the heat a little bit. The ginger is so nummy, and it's such a big part of the flavor profile that I prefer. Now let me tell you what we're doing today. We're going to do an Indian flavored lentil or Thai. It's very simple. When I started off making lentils, I started off with Mexican spices because basically that's cumin and chili powder and red pepper flakes or cayenne. You can use oregano and basil. I mean, any flavor combos you like. I went one night and looked up lentils on the internet for recipes, and there are lentil recipes for every culture known to man. I even found an Asian, even if they don't cook them themselves, there's some people that have taken Asian flavors and like soak them in lentils for salad. You can eat lentils hot, excuse me, the onion and the garlic, get to me. You can eat them hot, you can cook them softer, like a little less, make them harder and more toothsome, and use them cold in a salad. You can marinate them in salad dressing. The point is, lentils are really high in protein, and that's how I have managed to lose my weight and keep my weight off. There's no fat. There's very little fat in lentils, like maybe what? I don't even know. I mean, I will just say virtually there's no fat in a lentil because there's not a lot of fat in plant material, period. Okay, so what I'm doing today, instead of a Mexican form or a Greek form or a Moroccan form or whatever with lentils, I'm going to make mine Indian flavor. So here's my lentils. I threw them on top of the onions. I'm going to add my water, which I measured out. I decided I would give it a shot at about 4.5 cups. And I'll tell you why. Because in the pressure cooker, um, they'll either be really soupy, I'll have to take the lid off. I probably could have used less water. It's sort of like a crock pot. A crock pot is another wonderful way to make your lentils. You can just put them on in the morning and let them go, and you'll have a big pot of lentils for the week. I cook an entire bag because then I don't have to cook again. I eat them once or twice a day without fail. Now, here are some of the things I'm going to do that's a little different. Let me show you. Well, this is not different. You always, always, always put tomatoes in your lentils. That is the thing. Now, if you've got fresh tomatoes, awesome. I have a can, chopped up, good to go. They didn't cost very much. Okay, I got them at Aldi's. Often if I have tomato paste, and often I do not have tomato paste, today I saw it for 39 cents, so I grabbed a can, I'm going to put a blob of this in there. However, it's not really necessary because I'm also, hold on, besides tomatoes, always, I think they're much tastier if you put some kind of bouillon. Bouillon's not really good for us, it's full of sodium, but this better than bouillon is really delicious. Or if I've taken a rotisserie chicken from the store, which I usually buy one at Costco a week, excuse me, then I nuke it in then I put it in my pressure cooker when we pulled all the meat off, and then I pressure cook it, and you've got fabulous, a big old tub of broth after that. So sometimes I'll put some of that in there instead of water. But since I put water in, I'm going to add a little tiny bit of this is better than bouillon beef base. I normally prefer chicken, but that's what I have today, and that's what I'm going to use to give it a little more flavor. It will not hurt anything for me to add a spoonful of tomato paste, but it's not required. Okay. If you have tomato paste and you're one of those people that hates tomato paste because once you've opened it, the can gets all black and it's gross and you have to throw it away, this is what I always do when I open my can. I take it, I put out big blobs like tablespoon or bigger, couple of tablespoon blobs on a piece of plastic wrap or a cookie sheet, and I put it in the freezer till it gets hard. Then I pull them off and I throw them in a Ziploc bag. And every time I need tomato paste, I go and grab a little blob of tomato paste out of the freezer. Okay. Um, Another thing that I'm going to do that I don't always do, but because I already opened a can of coconut milk, I have this paste. Now that's probably why I didn't need to open my tomato paste. Red curry paste, green curry paste, any kind of Thai curry paste you can get in a store if you're in that kind of place. It looks just like tomato paste, but it's got all kinds of seasonings in it. And you buy this, and it's in a plastic bag. And you can just leave, it's like toothpaste, and you can just squeeze it and squeeze it, squeeze some out, and it doesn't go bad. I mean, I think it probably goes bad eventually, but I figured while I'm moving, I might as well use the last of this tomato paste. I mean, this curry paste. So it's got a lot of nummy spices in it that I love. So it'll be kind of a cross between Indian and Thai and whatever flavors you want to call those. So I'm going to throw some of that in there as well. Now, so you're back to basics. You just want a can of tomatoes and some tomato paste, some bouillon of flavor. I like chicken. Onion. You could throw in green peppers. You could, I would stop there for a little bit. Now, the seasonings that I'm going to use. Where are my, oh, I had the seasoning packages. Oh, here they are. I've already measured them out. And actually, I don't measure them. Y'all know I don't measure anything. I poured them in these tiny baby food bowls that well, actually, they're not baby food bowls. These are those kitchen bowls. I bought those when I first had gastric bypass so I could eat out of them. So this is called garam masala. Oh, I'm probably not saying that right for Indian people. Garam masala. This is to Indian food what, I don't know, Mexican spice blend is to something off the cabinet that you might grab. This is divine. It is heavenly. You don't have to worry about having all those different spices that I have, although I still use them. I will throw in cloves. I would throw in allspice if I felt like it. Ginger, which you see I use fresh ginger instead of dry ginger. If you got dry ginger, sprinkle some dry ginger in there. It's the ginger. Ginger makes a big difference. So garam masala is a mix of coriander, cumin, ginger, red chili, cloves, cinnamon, and bay leaves. And there's lots of different companies that make this, and all I have to do is find some kind of an Indian or ethnic store, and they should carry it. There are many brands. I like this brand. It's big and it's in a bag, and it's not very expensive. Then the other thing I buy is cumin powder in a big old bag. It's so much less expensive to buy your ingredients at an ethnic market. If you can find an ethnic market, go into it. Do not be afraid. They have bags and bags of things on the wall for like $1. I can get 5 nutmeg for $1. Do you know how much nutmeg costs in McCormick in the bottle? A lot of money. Okay, because I'll buy real nutmeg and grate it. Okay, so don't be afraid. Save money. Go to the ethnic market. This is at the global supermarket where I live. Okay, so I've got those measured out. And there's the cumin. So I put a good couple of tablespoons or more. So basically I'm going to dump all this in there together. And the other thing that I'm going to add, because I like the way it makes it a kind of a creamy thing, but I wouldn't do this the first time I did it. This is on occasion that I add this, is canned coconut milk. Now I want you to know it's not coconut cream, it's coconut milk. And not only is it coconut milk, it does not say it is light, but this had the fewest calories per serving. 70 calories a serving and a half a cup. This is probably a cup and a half. So to me, I'm in maintenance. I need some more calories. So I put this in mine, but you do not need to. Okay, that's what I'm doing today. For you guys, tomatoes, onions, green peppers if you like them, any kind of spices you like, salt towards the end. The salt, if you taste them and it doesn't taste right, you put in a spoonful of salt and it will just, the flavors will jump out of you in the pot. It's just an amazing thing. And anything I put tomatoes in, I always put a pinch of sugar, but that's just me. Taste it, and if you think it's not quite delicious enough, throw a little sugar. Just a teeny bit of sugar. It just brightens everything up. Okay, I'm going to toss these in the pot, and I'll get back to you. Okay, this is longer than it should be. Now I want to tell you, I just dumped some leftover spinach in my pot and I'm going to put the lid on it. And let me show you about my, I tell you what, I have to do a pitch for the old pressure cooker. Do not be afraid to buy a pressure cooker. You will love it. I cook with it every day. I can make 4 or 5 things in like 10 minutes separated. You know, I do one meal, then I do another thing, and I use it almost every single day. So this is one I found in the thrift, and then I bought the parts to go with it. This is a $250 pot in Europe. I'm not kidding you, and I paid $7 for it, and then I bought the parts for 50. But it is worth its weight in gold. And once you get one and you love it, you never want to be without one again as long as you live. As a matter of fact, it's going in my carry-on luggage to England. I cannot be without my pressure cooker. But if you're not into pressure cookers, lentils are extremely easy. Let me read you what it says. It says, literally, cover. You put everything in your pot, right? Whatever you want to put in your pot. And I should have lessened the water since I put that can of milk in there, so they're going to be soupy, so oh well. You bring your pot to a boil, reduce the heat, and simmer until fork tender. And that could be anywhere from 20 minutes to 30 minutes to 45 minutes. And you sort of check them as you go. But don't let them dry out. In my little directions, basically, it says bring water to a boil, add the lentils, boil for 2 or 3 minutes, then reduce the heat to simmer. Cook until tender. Cook green and brown lentils for approximately 25, 35 to 45 minutes. And red lentils for 25. Now, red lentils are like orange colored, and they won't look that way when they're done. They turn yellow. But they cook really quickly and turn to mush really quickly. So if you buy a red colored, orange colored lentil in the bag, they don't cook as long. They have a little different texture and everything. They're fine. But the green lentils have the highest amount of protein for them. And then that's basically it. Make sure you don't overcook them. You don't want to try mushy lentils first. Better that they be a little too undone. And then when you taste them, you go, I'm going to cook these for a few more minutes. So that's pretty much it, guys. I've got the lid on this, and what happens is you turn your heat up, and when this little thing starts to rise up and jiggles, and you can hear it sputtering a little bit, that's it. Then I turn the heat back to low, and in 7 minutes I have lentils. Or actually 5 minutes I have lentils. So that's pretty much it. I'll get back to you when they're done. Okay? Bye.
I thought maybe you'd like to see what the pressure cooker is like when it's doing its thing. It is all the way up now. There's two little red lines here, so I'm going to turn the heat back down and let it go for about 6 minutes, and then it'll be done, and I'll show it to you. Nothing to be afraid of with the pressure cooker.
Okay, guys, my lentils are done, and literally it is 7 minutes. I cut them off when the beeper went off. 6 minutes. I set it for 6 minutes. And I let them sit until the little thingy on the top of the lentil pot goes down. Now, sometimes if you want to, in a hurry, you can cool it off in some water and it shuts. But anyway, you don't want to know about that. I wanted to show you what they look like. It took me less time to cook these lentils than for me to rewatch this video. And I did start to rewatch it to make sure I didn't look like a total lunatic. But I want to show you, I'm hoping you'll be able to see. There's the pot, and they're thick. And I'll tell you why they're thick, because I put in another half bag of lentils before I cook them, because I thought, I added too much liquid and not enough lentils. So, and I've also had a glass of wine. Can you tell that difference too? Okay, so here's the lentils. I'm going to cut you off so I don't bore you to death, and I'm going to scoop some out and show you my final result. Num num. Hey, the lentils are done. I just realized I made my final spiel and the camera wasn't on. The lentils turned out perfect. Look, do you see them? That's 1 cup of lentils. That has got 36% of the fiber you need for a day. It has got a boatload of fiber in it. Keeps you regular like clockwork, and protein. How can you beat no fat, low fat, protein and fiber in the same food? You can't. That's why I lost all my weight and kept it off without any problems. It doesn't cause me to have cravings. It's not a regular carb that you have to be worried about. I personally believe in them 110%. They are that and walking are the key to my success. So anyway, it makes so much, and it was beautifully thick. I added a few more lentils to the pot after I turned the camera off. Maybe this is a bag and a half. Maybe this is 3 cups of lentils, maybe, to cook. And they will last me over a week. And I throw them in the freezer. I pull out what I need and I throw them in the freezer. So that's it. If you guys have any questions, just ask me. I'd be glad to refer you to some places. But just look on the internet, query lentils. You'll love them. I'm telling you, you'll love them. I'll see you soon. Lots of protein. Oh, and that was Greek yogurt I had on there. And there's a boatload of protein in Greek yogurt too. So thanks to Greek yogurt and lentils, I am the woman you see before you today. I will see you later. Take care. Bye.